Hi everyone, welcome back to Seeds to Grow. I'm Scott.
And I'm Jess.
Today we're going to show you how we installed the Lear Switchblade retractable tonneau cover on our Ram 3500 Mega Cab short bed. In this video, we'll talk about why we chose this particular cover. We'll walk you through a step-by-step installation, share whether it met our expectations, and let you know if we would recommend it. As we plan our transition from these sticks and bricks, this type of living to full-time RV life on the road, this was a must-have upgrade. We wanted a more permanent storage solution without the hassle of, removing a traditional bed cover every time we wanted to hook up and hit the road. Since we plan to tow frequently, it's important that the cover slides open and closes easily. It's waterproof. It can't be opened when the truck is locked. And this tonneau cover checked all of those boxes.
So we purchased this tonneau cover from e-trailer. I went on the site, I put in my truck information, and I was able to find the right cover for us. Now, something I found really helpful was their site had video tutorials showing how to install this particular cover. I went ahead and watched the video so I would have a good idea how to do the install before Jess even got home from work, because I knew we would be running out of daylight.
And since this was just sprung on me when I got home, I had no prep work. I didn't do all the research prior to and study up. So I spent quite a bit of time reading the instructions and trying to keep up with the pace at which he was installing. So truthfully, I slowed the process down.
Yeah, a little bit.
Here's how we installed it.
For tools, real simple. All you need is a 7/16 inch socket or a wrench. I just used a socket tip for my cordless drill, a Phillips head screwdriver, and a tape measure, and that was it. Just those three things.
So first, we unloaded the canister onto the tailgate, and then it was aligned right behind the cab.
And so you want to align it, in between the bed rails, and then make sure that you've got the same distance on either side, and just push it up as far up against the bulkhead of the cab of the truck as you can. And so while I was doing that, Jess came back down and she started reading the directions. She just fully immersed herself in the instructions for this undying thirst and quest for knowledge that she has.
So next up were the side rails. So you just remove, I think you remove protective paper that was on it from the underside, and then you just pretty much put it right on the side of the truck bed and slid it in.
So the rail's got the seal foam underneath it that goes in between the rail and the bed rail of your truck, to keep the moisture out. And it's got a little protective film over that. I set the first rail in place, and then you just slide it up into the canister. I made sure it was sitting flat on the truck's bed rail, and then just do the exact same thing on the other side. So once those are in, underneath the canister, there's a bolt that connects each rail to the box. So I just thread that in, and I snugged it up with my cordless, and then repeat it on the other side. And you really want to try to get all of this done before your wife finishes reading the instructions.
I was making sure we were getting every step. For the clamps, there's actually short clamps and long clamps. So on the Ram 3500, we use the longer clamps towards the cab and then the shorter ones towards the tailgate. So simply just slide them into the rail track, and there's a pivot arm under the bed lip. And then you just basically tighten and twist the knob until it's secure.
Yeah, for some reason doing that, I had a little trouble getting the clips to slide into the rails. I was trying to, muscle them into place. So Jess put down the instructions just long enough to gently finesse them right in.
Sometimes that's all it takes. So Lear included these kickstands for the rear clamps to help level the rails. So we just slid the kickstand onto the grip handle, rotate it until the foot is flush against the bed wall, and tighten it down to keep the rails from tilting. Once the rails were level, we measured the distance between them at the canister and again near the tailgate.
Now, those measurements, when you take those, need to be within 1/8 of an inch front to back. That's how you sure up that it's square and that the cover slides smoothly in between the rails. Next were the drain tubes. Now our Ram has a factory bed liner, so the drain holes were actually covered in the front. I used a unibit to drill through the liner to the correct size, snap the drain tubes into the bottom of the canister, and then you just route them through the drain holes that you just drilled out. And what that does is it keeps the water from collecting inside that canister and helps prevent rust or corrosion.
So after that, they provide these little towelettes that you can use to oil the rail, so the cover would slide more easily.
Yeah, so Jess used that, got that done while I installed the weather stripping on the bed behind the canister. So then we got together, we took the top cover, aligned the plate over the canister with the rubber seal facing the cab, and then secured it using the provided Phillips head screws. Now, Jess handled this part because when it's dark, the person with the best night vision does the work. But now for the moment of truth. On the first close, you just pull the strap to extend the cover. It should glide smoothly. To retract it, you just squeeze the pinch grips underneath the rear plate, and the continuous tension spring does the rest.
The total install time should be under an hour.
Ours took just a little longer.
I was double checking instructions.
Yes, she was. So we've had this cover installed for a few months now, which has given us a good amount of time to see how it performs in real world use. So far, it's remained waterproof. The locking mechanism has worked reliably, and it's been convenient to use. We also had a real positive experience ordering through eTrailer.
Yeah, it was great. From confirming that it was the correct fit to shipping, and all the available install resources that I didn't get a chance to watch, but he did. They followed up with us a lot afterwards as well on how our experience was.
Yeah, so based on this experience, we would highly recommend eTrailer. The tonneau cover that we bought, the Lear Switchable, we'll put it in the description below. So thanks for watching. If you would like to follow along as we prepare to leave our home and join the full-time RV community, we'd love to have you with us as we seize the road. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Oh, no.
Right there.
Take 3. Scene.